looks like we're off. Here to commentate a play-in match for League E Division between Lapik32 and Fireonice. Good luck to them both. What do we have here? Looks like a fairly weak board with no village. Feels like you might be doing like pathfinding on Secret Cave or something to have draw. If it wasn't for the lamp, you could maybe just play like Old Witch Money, but you need like, you want to pop the lamp because you pretty much just always do, and therefore you want a bunch of cards, and therefore you have a deck that has a bunch of cards in it. This is the insightful the insightful analysis, that why I get paid the big bucks for commentating. Anyway, so Lapik takes the silver. Fireonice takes the cave. I like the cave a little bit more. Lamp, copper, silver, cave, witch, something. Yeah, it would be something like that. Maybe a vassal in there too, I could see. That makes it hard to play with one cave being unique, I guess, is the issue. Cash, yeah. Cash is beautiful art. You just click on it because you want to see the art. So Lapik goes ahead and grabs the witch on 5. Yeah, probably gold, I think. Yeah. I don't really like this play here. I mean, I guess it gets you to the wish. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great vassal board. That's definitely true. Would be great if you had a non-terminal druid or like wisps or something, but yeah. I mean, maybe it is just that you don't you just don't go for the lamp. You just play this Old Witch Money. I could see that, given that it is actually fairly difficult to get the thing to fucking click. I mean, it's not like impossible. Obviously you can do it. Like, this hand is already, you know, one gold or whatever off, and there's trashing, so like, you know, if you go for it, it'll work eventually. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's just like, is it worth it? Fire gets the second cave, so it looks like they're going for the pathfinding caves thing, which I think is reasonable. Like, having access to pile of $3 labs is like pretty good once you get there. And it's like one of those things that the decks aren't going to be that impressive if they each get like 5 caves, but like, if someone gets like, you know, if someone doesn't go for the pathfinding thing and only takes like 1 or 2 caves, and the other person has a really good deck. I mean, sure, they're slightly better than labs, but like, you really don't want to discard once they have the card token on them. I don't see how they're worse. Yeah, but you don't have to. If you don't discard, they don't get stuck in play. So it's strictly better than lab. Yeah, so here Lapik gets to the 8, and I would take the pathfinding here, I think. Yeah, looks good to me. Now you can just like, you can go ahead and like remake this druid into a secret cave this turn and get 2 secret caves, and then you're feeling real good about where you are in this game, I think. Fire and Ice doesn't really have very much in the way of payload to get to 8, although, yeah, they look fairly significantly behind. Yeah, definitely 3 caves. And then well, yeah. It's a little annoying that they had to trash the druid there. It was definitely correct, but like, you will need it back at some point, I assume, for buys. They go ahead and start on provinces, which I think is, I mean, it's not like bad. Like they're still ahead. They're ahead enough that it's not like going to lose them the game. But I would want to like add the horde, mostly because that lets you get to your uniques being like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if you do that, then you can get 6. Then you can get 8 uniques, or 6 uniques, not even not counting the cave. And like, if it's that easy to get wishes, like you should just do it. Wishes are really good. Yeah, again, I don't really like that. Like, I think playing the remake there, you get a cave and you trash a curse. Like that's pretty good, in my humble opinion. So Fire and Ice gets the pathfinding. Lapik will definitely take the last cave here, I assume. Yeah, pretty rough to hit 5 here. Really nothing you want for 5. Also, like, that was a really bad shuffle to trigger. Like, you put the curse into estates in there. I don't think that's worth getting plus 3 coins on your next turn at all. I couldn't tell you what the secret cave split is. It's pretty big, and it's at least 6-4 for Lapik, I want to say, although I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. Yeah, 6-4. Good that someone's keeping track of these things. Fireonice gets Canal, which is like, I mean, it's whatever. Like, it's maybe better than a gold or a horde, but like, you know, on its own, it is not moving the needle very much. Yeah, so here you can discard, I guess, and yeah, you still do the remaking, and it's all gonna work out. I mean, right now, I mean, it's a little bit too late to make the wishes like any good. Earlier you would take like, you know, if you don't have pathfinding yet, you would take like golds or whatever to get to pathfinding, or you could take caves, or, you know, I mean, there's a point at which I think Lapik could have used a druid maybe if you got horde instead of province. So after cave pile, yeah, I mean, after cave piled, like, you know, I mean, after, by the point that the cave had piled, like, I mean, this game was sort of over already. So, but I mean, like, you know, there would be nothing wrong with like if Lapik took the at that point, yeah. I mean, that was before cave piled though, I think. One was left, yeah. I mean, so you can wish for that one. I mean, I guess you didn't need to in the thing. Yeah, I mean, so in that case, like at that point, Lapik was drawing pretty well, so they could have like wished for like druid. I mean, they could have wished for things like get them to double potentially. Yeah, maybe province was better than horde. I don't know. I mean, the horde is fine, and also wishes are good, so it's just hard to evaluate the game state when either choice is like a very high win probability. Alright, so we're on to the second game. We have a puka board, always fun. Fire gets the 4-2 or 4-6 split. Yeah, I think the silver open was better in the end. Also, like the turn 3 for Fire and Ice was really bad. I really didn't like discarding those things and only trashing one card with the remake. No, I love puka boards. Puka boards are great. That is a sincere statement on my part. Chris Gold just makes everything like nice and awkward and wonderful like that. Anyways, Fire and Ice gets the Devil's Workshop. It seems like, I mean, it's fine. It's not great, but I would have probably opened like, yeah, Vault Village Green is pretty fun. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Yeah, this is the 4. It's a 4-5 split, not a 4-6 split. Not that that really matters. I guess you can open like Puka Devil's Workshop, and that's like sort of solid-ish. I don't know. I'm really hesitant to take the curse when you can never trash it. Is the main thing. So I think I might have opened like Bargain for Puka instead. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna take the Devil's Workshop, it means you're gonna play the Curse Gold to get the Puka there. The main problem with Devil's Workshop is like you can't really use it for gaining cavalry, and like as you see, it's not even very easy to get like the village greens and stuff that you would like. Lapik will get a village green here, I assume. Yeah, looks good. And now you just take village greens for a little while here. I think because they're good mostly. Gets Plaza instead. I don't know. It doesn't seem as good. The value of coffers is, I guess, to get to Citadel. which maybe is reasonable. It just seems hard to like have it be productive. All right, fire and ice goes for the cavalry, which I would say, well, it didn't work out. Like you got terminal collision down there. I think it would have been better to just not trigger that shuffle and just like get like, you know, like village plus enchantress or something. All right, yeah, that's really bad. Like gaining the Devil's Workshop at night. Gaining the cavalry at night is just not, possibly an error because they might have expected it to return them to the action phase. Yeah. However, it does not work like that. Yeah, Lapik does a more reasonable thing of doing it that way. And they've got the vault, so they can do things. Yeah, this is the problem with this sequencing that Fire and Ice did, to give them terminal collision. I mean, not that it was like guaranteed to do that by any means, but it was a risk because you could have put more villages in that shuffle. All right, I'm not liking these cavalry buys just to like draw like very little. Mostly because I don't think, well, cavalry's like okayish draw here. It's not like because eventually you get Citadel, I guess, and then you'll be happy to have horses. But like beyond that, I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. Fire and Ice gets Bazaar, yeah, that's nice. Although, well, they don't. Yeah, this is the problem with Fire and Ice's thing, is that they don't have the village greens, so they don't get to exploit the vault. And I think exploiting the vault is going to be. I mean, the vault is like really good, yeah. Both because of the village green interaction and just because you have like, you can't get rid of the estates, you can't get rid of the curse. Like, there's a lot of potential value in those discards. I mean, the cavalries are okay-ish, but you get things like this. I don't know. Ultimately, it just doesn't seem like the long-term like absolute best use of your terminal space. Because like I want to play Enchantress and I want to play Vault, and like having like more than like one or two cavalries is like getting in the way of those things. I would definitely have thought about it at least more than they did. I think they just kind of clicked on that. Immediately after getting to the end of their turns there. Yeah, I mean, look at the VG. Maybe they had to. They're kind of giving up the advantage that they had of taking the plaza, which was that you can like build like a couple coffers and get to Citadel. They kind of gave that up by using the coffers a lot. Now Lapik gets to Citadel, which is going to be great. Yeah, it's a real nice thing to have like a few horses when you get around to the Citadel. That's very true. They get the second DW. It's okay. Like you get imps, like you have some space for imps. Yeah, here we get more synergy between the VGs and the vault. They go for province. I mean, it's okay. Like, I would have wanted to build a little bit more. Like, I want, like, I mean, the part of the issue with yeah, I mean, is that like it gets expensive to get more VGs because if you play cavalry, then DW can't gain them. But maybe it's okay, like to just buy province there. I kind of wanted like a second vault and one more village green. Yeah. Just because, like, you're like a turn ahead, at least, like probably more than that realistically looking at the deck composition. But like I think they need to get the Citadel, so like that's a turn they're not buying province. So I think that Lapik, especially given that their second player could have taken at least one more turn of building, and I mean, going on the deck composition, I think they realistically probably had two. But I can understand not taking two, because two kind of opens you up a little bit to like losing on like miracle draws by your opponent. But I think getting like the second, another one more vault would have been maybe a little better. Yeah, I mean, they can buy cavalry, and probably want to do that before they bargain for the vault. Okay, I mean, it's fine. I can see that, not wanting to put another cavalry in the deck and being two provinces up. I would have wanted, well, yeah. I mean, they could have done it. They could have played the village green and put horses on the shuffle first, and I think that would. I don't think there's a reason not to do that. I guess the only reason not to do that would be like if they're trying to gain a VG off of the Devil's Workshop, and they're just planning on not. The thing was just to put horses in the shuffle by playing village green cavalry before Puka. So this will be pretty easily another province for Lapik, and they get to discard a bunch of horses and set up with a village green, which is like pretty nice. They did have to take another curse, so they are kind of in range where they can lose on one dud, theoretically, which is like, I mean, as we saw, it's not impossible for that deck to dud. Yeah, I mean, neither of them are really set up. Like if if they had like more duration draw, like if they had like an enchantress pair, like they would be more set up. But like the Enchantress turns are good and the non-Enchantress turns are less good. It seems to be kind of what we're seeing here. Although Lapik's turn is yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a good number of horses. I don't know if there's so many horses that the imps are actually labs. Like, they might be at the point where they aren't now. We shall see. Because there's a little bit of some terminal space issues potentially, depending on how the turns roll out. Yeah, and this is where Lapik is very happy to have the second vault, because they could just stop there and feel good about this upcoming turn, because they know that they have a vault like somewhere down there in the shuffle. Yeah, it does look like maybe I was wrong, and fireonice is able to like build horses every turn, which is going to make them fairly consistent. I mean, it's consistent-ish. I mean, it's not like you can't draw like the 5 stop card hand because you have a lot of stop cards. Like they're not drawing the deck like to the extent where they can like set up a shuffle that just has horses in it. Yeah, I mean that was definitely a thing. Getting the Citadel thing. They take Duchy. That's not winning at all. Like you have to just take Province there. You're however many points behind. I mean, yeah, because if Lapik takes Province here, they're at... I mean, okay, maybe it's just all losing, but like, you know... Like if they get the province here, like I guess your point is just that if they take the duchy, they're still ahead by more than a province. But you know, that's the situation you're in. You have to hope that they can't even make duchy, I guess, because there isn't really like another solution here. Yeah, no fishing for the market. I think it's correct. Like, there's no other like gains, so there's no way to fish for the market that like doesn't give an equal chance of exposing the market to your opponent. So I do not think it's correct to fish for the market unless you're like, I mean, maybe you can say there's a point where Fire and Ice should have like hoped for that because that was their only out. That's plausible, but also it's just like really hard to do. Like, anyways, that was a game. Fun with Puka. Yeah, I feel like I would say the difference in that game was that Lapik went more directly towards the Village Green Vault interaction, and that worked out better than like the Plaza and the Bazaar did for Fire on Ice. Okay, we're back with what do we have here? There's Bridge, but the only village is Madman, which is, well, I mean, there is Lurker. You can get Lurkers back. You can lurk Hermits back from the trash and do stuff. So maybe you can get enough Madmen for the mega turn. I wouldn't say it's impossible. Well, yeah, it's hard. Like I'm not saying it is possible. I just wouldn't say it's impossible either. 'Cause like the other options are not good here. Like you're just like getting a fast windfall and then buying provinces. Like it's sort of not inspiring. I mean, I guess you have T-Mog to mill a little bit, but I don't know. I'm certainly tempted to try the big thing. You have like, you don't have like a $3 or less cantrip for the hermits to gain when you're playing them, but like you do have useful-ish stuff. You have like Lurker and Cellar are like fine-ish in sort of moderate quantities, I would say. So let's see. Fire and Ice has the bridge, so they're going for stuff, I would say. I mean, the board is only depressing like if you let it be. Like if you try and build the big thing, like you'll have fun. Definitely not. Definitely just playing like a little bit of windfall money is kind of depressing. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, so Lapik gets the Lurker here, so definitely they're both going to go for the big bridge thing. Yeah, gets a second Lurker, buys Curse. That's just bad. Like if you're playing like a mega turn, don't get a Curse. At least don't do it. Like it would have been okay, obviously, like if you had killed all the estates already and you like knew you had a reasonable chance of killing it this turn. Yeah, that's a very, because you if there is like a fun thing on the board and you don't go for it and you lose, it's just like bad feelings central. The silver I don't like. That's just like worse than a Cellar, say. Or even just like maybe you want another Hermit, like it's a good card, etc. Fire on Ice probably grabs the Lurker here, and well, maybe not. Maybe you just, yeah, I can see Cellar just to like get to the end of the shuffle. There's a Madman at the bottom of the shuffle there, although I'm not. Yeah, it's probably correct to play it. I could see that. the werewolf that Fire and Ice has, I don't really like. Like you don't have the terminal space to play like terminal draw cards. It's always going to be tight. Like it's never going to pay off, I don't think. Yeah, see now you can just like you can like lurk a bridge here, hermit, gain a hermit, and take another madman is I think what my plan would be. You'd buy bridge. Why would you buy bridge? That I don't want to buy anything. Like you pretty much just never want to buy anything here. Like if you have a hermit in play, like nothing you can buy is anywhere near as good as madman. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, the silvers are bad. Like they're really bad. Like silver is, this is about as bad of a board for silver as you can imagine. Like maybe the plan is like you team out them into bridges eventually, and then that's like okay-ish. But I'm not buying it. You can also just like get more hermits and team aug hermits to bridges, like if and when you need to do that. So Fire and Ice will not play the madman here. I don't know. Yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard to judge to what extent like you need to do that versus you need to not do that. It feels a little early here to be stockpiling madmen. Because like if they had played it here, they could have like, let's say they draw like the hermit on the bridge, then they get to like play the bridge and like play a hermit to like gain a bridge. And like then then they get the madman back. Oh, and they bought a lurker. Okay, that's really bad. Never, yeah. Again, just like never buy things like that. There's no reason to keep your hermits around, ever. Lapik taking hermit. To take a bridge. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was presumably the reason to do that. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, like losing the state to lurker is, yeah. I don't know how it was probably okay. Although I think it's worth considering just turning the estate into nothing as well. They get lighthouse. Like I don't know why no one's getting stellar here. Like stellar is like all this board is just like trying to line things up with other things. So like stellar seems great for that. It really like you could maybe do a little gain and play stuff, although the terminal space is quite tight. Yeah. So here Fire on Ice can. Yeah, take a lurker, then play the bridge, then hermit to gain the bridge. No, this is, well, I mean, depending on what you gain, maybe this isn't bad order, but it sure looks like bad order to me. Yeah, they both are sort of at a point where I think they need to start. Okay, yeah, not taking T-Mogs, taking bridges. I would say they need to do that. Yeah, it's a little confusing. I don't really. I mean, maybe Lapik is planning on not doing something involving bridges. But like bridges, pretty clearly the only payload that you would try and do all this hermit lurker stuff with. So I don't really understand it. Maybe their thought is just that they need the T-Mogs in order to turn the silvers into bridges, if that was sort of their long-term plan with gaining silvers. arguably a friendly locust there. I would consider like T-Mog to Cellar maybe a step up, although probably not. You would want it like you would want to like be able to play it next turn, so it's not actually friendly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak to Lapik's psychology. Maybe they are impervious to tilts. They lose a lurker, which seems okay. Seems good, probably. Not sure what the Madman split is at this moment. So apparently, they buy a curse. Like buying curse, so instead of like a curse is a lot worse of a card than Madman. Like I just gotta say, like there's about as big of a differential between any two cards as you can imagine there. fireonice plays the bridge, presumably to get another bridge. Gets a lurk. Okay, no, you need the bridges. Like maybe the thought is that like you're gonna need so much overdraw on your big turn, that you may as well just like gain them on that turn with the lurkers. I could see that working just because you need to play like a significant number of bridges, which means that you need a significant number of madmen, which means that you need a significant amount of draw, but it's still sort of inefficient for like putting the madmen together because like obviously you need two lurkers to gain. Two lurkers is one bridge, so that doesn't really make any sense either. Just because like you still need to, see madmen together to kick off. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just blind play one madman and that gets you there, but I would be a little worried. So Lapik is rushing piles clearly here. I mean, they're just gonna try to outscore this, which, I mean, I don't think it should work. It definitely could work just because it's a little bit just because the lack of bridges on Lapik's side and the fact that they seem to just have you could buy max T-Mogs. I mean, obviously Province is still better, but yeah. I mean, it definitely could work. I mean, I don't think, like, I think that fireonice could have more, like all these things that gain hermits out of the trash are just not good. Like, you should be probably like putting bridges into the trash or something with hopes of yeah, that's true. You could just pile T-Mogs. Which you were very close to this turn. Yeah, so it looks like Lapik will win. No, they were still one gain short, I think. Because like they could have not trashed the lurker, obviously. But I think that still leaves it one down. Anyways, yeah, so this is kind of the clock that fireonice was on. And obviously I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, there's just so little you can do here with 9 bridges still in the supply. Like, obviously it's a little bit unfortunate to not find any of the madmen on this turn, but even if you had found them, I don't know if it would have been enough. All right. Lapik is now up 3-0. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, right. You're right, Miscon. I forgot about just going T-Mog to T-Mog. Yeah, so it was there. So what do we have here? Looks like you just build a big old engine. Probably play with bishop eventually, but like not for a fairly long time. So they open fireonice, opens silver skulk. I don't like that. Like if you're opening skulk, I don't think you want to take a silver with it. I think you want the border guard. I like that a lot better. I could also just see silver border guard or armory, something like fairly friendly hex there. Skull gets lots of border guards. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking like something like armory silver maybe would have been good. Armory looks like a really nice card here and something you definitely want. I think skull border guard or like armory silver are both good. I just don't want to open 3 stop cards. That's excessive. And like the silver is like, you know, I mean, you know, you can play it with a bunch of merchants and like it's maybe not the most ambitious thing, but it like seems reasonably good. Fireonice gets a crown. I don't think that's better than armory yet. You don't have a lot of high value targets for it. I mean, like crowning like the silver or the gold to get to 6 would have been okay, but you don't, you know, even hunting grounds isn't like an amazing card yet because you don't have the village support. That's probably a friendly omens. Goes merchant border guard. Yeah, I would still want the armory, but maybe you can grab it later in the shuffle at an advantageous moment, which means now. Yeah, okay, so they do get the armory here. Lapik can get hunting grounds, which seems fairly good at this point. You just start by crowning the walled village here. Yeah, no, that was not as good, I would say. Gets another walled village. That seems okay. I would like second armory is also looking good to me, I think. Like you don't like need the walled villages. Like they seem to be attacking the split fairly aggressively, but you have crown too. Armory for diplomat. I don't really think diplomat is any good here. It's too hard to activate them. Yeah, just one. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was okay. I wasn't really tracking there. It depends on what. Yeah, I mean, Skulk is a way to activate it, and 1 could be all right. But like in the long run, your draw is like, you know, your draw is walled village, hunting grounds. So it just doesn't work very well with that stuff where like, you know, you want to play hunting grounds basically, and once you play hunting grounds, like, you know, I mean, obviously it's still possible to activate the diplomat if you find it in your starting hand, but you got this big old fatty deck, so you can't really count on that. Here it looks like you probably want to put just a border guard on top. Don't understand why you would put silver on top. This is looking like a nice turn here. Yeah, you get the thing, and you get to top deck. You know, whatever you feel like top decking. Probably border guard, yeah. And buy the hunting grounds. Yeah, like here, if like the silver does nothing for Lapik, and if they had another border guard here, they would have been able to trigger like a fairly nice shuffle for them. They get the crown now, which seems alright. Although it seems, I don't know, you only have one draw card. Like I want the second hunting grounds before crown, and probably a third hunting grounds too. Not that crown is bad. It just like I think more draw is better. Yeah, fireonice gets their second hunting grounds, which is looking pretty nice. Crowning the merchant is like probably correct there, although crowning skulk is conceivably good too. Yeah, see, it's like things like that. Like the hexes can definitely hurt. Although mostly just diluted can at this point, I guess. I mean, misery always hurts in a game like this where you expect the point margin to be sort of tight. Masterpiece time, yeah. If anyone buys a masterpiece, like, it's not recommended. fireonice does, you know, they do luckily not have like a very high value hand here to get diluted on, so it's the little things. It's the little things in life. You got two hunting grounds down there, so I'm putting the walled village on top for sure. And just buy nothing. Yeah, I don't think you need more silver. It's not terrible. It's not like a terrible silver. It feels worse than nothing by some amount. Yeah, crown border guard looks correct, I would say there. And then I would just play the border guard and use the armory to... Yeah, but if you do that order, then if you don't find a village, then you're sad. Fireonice gives out the Envious, which definitely hurts a bit. Like, not an enormous amount, but it hurts. And yeah, just put a walled village on top, I think. And then your buys can be like... Hunting grounds, crown. Hunting grounds, crown looks good. And then maybe next turn, like assuming you draw again, you can like add the bishop. That seems like a reasonable plan to me. They get 2 hunting grounds. That seems excessive. I can understand why you do it, because you really want like to find a hunting grounds, obviously. So it's but I feel like with the border guards, and especially since you have the horn and the lantern right now, like you don't need to worry about it. Lapik gets a province. I don't think single province is like good enough for this board. Like it's you have a lot of strong things going on, and you have like bishop for like bishop plus skulk is like fairly good all VP. Because like you don't even have to buy the skulks, you just armory for them, and then like so that's like you play like armory 2 bishops is and trash the skulks is like what's that? It's 4 VP plus 3 VP, so that's outscoring a province by itself. So I think you can build to something to doing that sort of thing. Okay, that's weird. I assume there's an undo coming here. Yeah. Gotta play the village first. Even then, there's like even after you play the village, there's no advantage to playing the armory at this point in the turn. 16 VP janky. That doesn't sound very janky. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe it's janky on like a goons board or something. Single terminal goons, I don't know. 2 bishops, 3 camel trains in mission. Oh, that's pretty good. So let's see what happened here. They crowned the walled village and then used the armory to take the last walled village. Looking at where they end up in terms of terminal space, it seems like maybe they could have like crowned the armory and got like walled village armory or walled village bishop or something like that. The walled villages, yeah. I don't think it matters that much. I mean, it matters a little bit because like it's obviously nicer to gain a walled village with armory than it is to buy a crown, but I don't think 6-4 would have been like losing. They just double. All right. I mean, buying 2 provinces is fine. For one thing, you can just like armory for the bishop and start to do a little bishoping on this turn. Like especially fireonice has the curse, so that's like a fairly nice thing to start out trashing. Like obviously like bishoping estates is less exciting, but bishoping curse is pretty good. So they lose a walled village on that. That's pretty sad thing to lose. You would have hoped it would have hit like one of the silvers. But anyways, Lapik is stuck on single. It looks like we'll see if fire can keep doubling. Then, well, it's a little. I mean, you have to wonder a little bit whether Lapik's deck can just like pull a miracle double. Okay, well this is fairly sad. Like, that's not a happy because you have like 4 hunting grounds. You don't see any of them. They get a skulk. It seems better to take, like, I think, well, obviously they don't like need bishop here, but the skulk is not exciting me. That's sad. That's really sad. That's about the worst, almost the worst. Worse than I don't know if it's worse than just revealing no village, but it's pretty sad. Well, I guess at least you can get the border guard here and hope. Okay, there's another hunting grounds in there. Yeah, okay, they do have 4 of them, so maybe this will work out. I think you will need to gap a border guard somewhere in here to rectify the shuffle. Like that seems bad. Like before you play potentially your last piece of draw, I think you really needed to gap the border guard. It's like you're not even hitting province here, and you know, that's it's saddening, for sure. You get 7. For me, that would be maybe Crown Border Guard. Crown Border Guard is looking good, I think. I mean, it could also be Bishop Border Guard, just because the little points margins are really looking important here. But again, you can gap the bishop if you have the kind of turn where that's gonna work out. Yeah, that armory gain of merchant is looking real bad because like you have 4 walled villages this turn. So I don't know who has the second crown, but like you are really looking like Lapik has the second crown. Yeah, okay. So this is, it's looking like Fire and Ice's shuffles might continue to be bad for at least another turn here. But on the other hand, like Lapik's deck is not doing so hot either. They get the diplomat, which seems like a nice tactical play there. Yeah, like here, just don't take hunting grounds, and possibly don't take hunting grounds even on the first one. And then, well, I guess you trigger here. Like it's a fairly good shuffle for you. Yeah, there you go. And you can buy province. Like there's no triple threat. That is for sure not going to happen. Although, you know, getting to crown the hunting grounds is great for Lapik, so they might get to double here. Although double is not looking very safe for them, I will have to say. But like nothing is. Like you have to take the double. Like you can't single, and like 2 duchies is, yeah. Your deck is not nearly good enough to be like, all right, I'm going to take 2 duchies now and double next turn. Although, I mean, you can do some setup. You can set up 2 border guards here. I don't know. Maybe you just take the 2 duchies. Although it's still like I mean, you put 2 border guards on top of it, but it's still like, I guess they did take the artifacts, so that's nice for them. So yeah, okay. I guess maybe you play for that. I would play the diplomat, crown the armory, gain 2 border guards, and buy 2 duchies. Not the most exciting turn, but you know. Yeah, no. See, crowning the merchant is not. I guess it was like good cards down there, so it's not even clear that you should have tried to draw all that. Although maybe it means that you could have. Well, there wasn't really another line, I guess. Because, well, how much payload do they have? 7, 9, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, see, again they kind of did these things. Well, I guess they can still do it. They have the diplomat, so they can armory another skulk, play the diplomat, play 2 skulks, and then get 3 duchies, which is like probably better. I mean, and the thing of that is mostly just that like you maybe are threatening the triple a little bit. It's so hard. I mean, the decks are so fragile and messy that that you know you can't count on them to do anything, even though in theory they can accomplish a lot of. Okay, armory estate. That's just not good. And they double. All right. Well, that was a series of moves. Like the estate is really needless given that they gave out curse. Looks like it will work out for them given that fireonice is having troubles again. Yeah. It's sad because I don't think Fire and Ice they did mismanage their shuffles, but I'd like this turn. It should have had more. I should have had some villages in it by rights. I mean, obviously you have no right to good shuffles in Dominion, but like that's definitely. I don't think that was a deserved dud at all. All right, well, Lapik gets duchy. Fireonice gets another turn here. We'll see. They don't find any draw. Yeah, it's these village smithy things, man. They just when it rains, it pours. You get a diplomat. Yeah, I mean, it's not really unexpected. Like especially for Lapik only having the 3 hunting grounds, like in order to have like a good turn like that one, they really needed to be able to crown a hunting grounds, which is fairly difficult. Yeah, they get there. So that's that. Congratulations to Lapik, and good luck to them both in this upcoming league season. And thanks for listening.